Hey, this is what you look like when you work graveyard. So, trust me, my face is hurting more than it. More than. My face hurts me more than you. The new Godzilla Eminem song, if you listen to the lyrics, well, first of all, you should at least watch the video. He spent about probably 100 million for that video, or 60. I don't even know. It's 10 million or something, 60,000, whatever. It's got a good.
In half a mile, keep right at the fork to continue on I-215 north. Follow signs for Riverside, San Bernardino.
They call it a. It has a high budget, you know.
Keep right at the fork to continue on I-215 north.
Sorry, my parents are just calling me and yelling at me that I'm not wearing a mask. Well, who am I going to social distance? Myself? So as I was saying, Eminem always has a high production value. And TLC, they said one of the reasons why they went bankrupt is because, and Left Eye ended up burning the Atlanta Falcons football, the house, that dude's mansion, the tight end, is because Scrubs cost $200,000 and they were making too many songs and they couldn't produce enough videos to go with their songs, or scores, as they say in the industry. I think Virgin Records went bankrupt. The dude who owns his own island, Bronson, but he still has his island. And then Drake has a mansion, and everyone's clowning him because you don't really need your own. You need space, but you don't need a mansion. And Tupac would always say that, you know. They only take what you need. So, as I was saying, so Eminem says, he has a high production value in this new video, Monster, and he says, every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the obituary wouldn't see eye to eye with a staring problem. And I think that's so apropos. The friction, they say it's stranger than fiction. It should be stranger than friction. Friction is technically just tension that you could sense. People, when we resort to dogs, we say they're our best friend, best friend, woman's best friend, whatever, because they sense our cortisol. And that's kind of the idea behind when you could sense tension, you have a lot of wherewithal. And there's a lot of, women have a lot of friction too. They get fed up, but they keep it to themselves. In the Black Widow trailer, it's kind of random. It's called a non sequitur, where the Black Widow, which is so racist, she should be the White Widow because she's Russian. Russians drink White Russian, so why would they call Widow a Black Widow? She's not even a mistress. Usually widows, the entire idea of her calling her widow and black is a double whammy, is a double negative. But she says, oh, well, you want to talk about being fat, and then all these commercials now are pushing thick girls. And the other day I said BBC in public, and a girl said, oh, a big-breasted oh no, it's the BBW. Oh, she said, oh, a big-breasted woman. And I said, no, it's a big black woman. But I mean, either way, there's just so much gluttony for flesh going on. I don't know where it's coming from. But, yeah, I probably need an eye patch myself. But all I was trying to get to was that, there's kind of this Thanos thing going on where everyone's kind of dropping like flies. And, I just wanted to put out there that, when we say Tom, Dick, and Harry, that's kind of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. That idiom. Tom would be the Father, Dick would be the Spirit, and Harry would be the Son, right? But that's the whole thing. Women's insecurities are always about, it's swept under the rug, and they use, it's a whole, technically, radioactivity is just the whole female playing field. And then, back in the day, they would just be cheerleaders and they would be more modest, and now they're always going after, they always act as if they are a high-profile synthetic drug that once you have, you can't stop, and that just because I'm an Arab, I'm an infidel. But that's not true. I'm very fidel,
In half a mile, use the...
I'm a man of fidelity, and when we say Tom, that's a general population, When we say a nondescript, or when we say
Continue on South Sanderson Avenue for 7 miles.
Someone's a mark, we're all marks. If you look up the history of the word, a mark is somebody that goes to a show more than once because they know that entertainment is single serving. So it's just very interesting where we're not at a bottleneck so much as in we all have a rope around our neck and we're trying to go in different directions. So we'll see how this is going to fall into place, because you can't really say that someone has character, or you can't really pump somebody up and then they're also single serving, because that's an Ouroboros. That's just the snake eating the snake. That's not even a dead end road, There's no song at that point in time when, when you're deceitful and you're saying that you're not politicizing, that's the fine line. That's the thin blue line right now that we're facing, where, it's first responders are we stick our neck out, but also we end up being cauterized because money is just a buffer, and it's so on the nose, and it's so apparent that first responders don't have any money. That's why we're out here and we're putting all our eggs in one handbasket.